What's up, patrons? The jacket's coming off. I'm not wearing my glasses this time. You know something that's interesting? I'm going to be sharing more and more about this with you guys, but I've been working on these new therapies, new healing techniques, and my eyesight is getting better. So this is pretty cool. So if you guys just watched the Good Woo, you know. Let me just recap. This is the dark of the moon week. This is what we call it, right? The beginning of the week, less so. End of the week, dark of the moon, because we have a new moon that is exact next Sunday, the 27th. It's a new moon in Taurus, really fertile, planting seeds. But as we lead up to it, you're going to be challenged. But the challenges are to distill and simplify the ideas of what you want, right? I feel like coming off of the swirling these eclipses, it's like we know we have to move in a different direction. That's clear. And we know we have to, we know what changes we want to make, but it's like things feel complicated. And this week is here to sort of push us to cut the fat off, to get clear, to simplify the goals, even the timing of it. And really like the I am part of it, meaning like, when you're creating a goal, say like, I want to open up a restaurant and within, a year and a half, 2 years or whatever. What is the I am statement that goes with that, right? I am productive and prosperous in my business. So do you see how I switched like a goal into a statement that begins with I am, right? Because that is the most powerful manifesting statement we can have. You turn the goal into a statement so you can start working with that statement every day. And then what that does is it takes the pressure off of you, puts it on the universe of how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. You are just manifesting the vibration of what it is you need to become as a human being to allow that manifestation to occur. I hope that makes sense. So one of the things we got assistance this week, but we also got simplicity. And I think that, as I was talking about asking for help, this is so important because oftentimes right before we ask for help is the height of mental cacophony where we just are about to implode, don't know which way to go. And when we're asking for help, we are allowing, right, whoever it is we're asking, if it's the unseen, to help us declutter our mind, right? So just having that intention behind asking for help will help you feel less helpless, because asking for help is one of the greatest, most powerful tools we have. The simplicity that comes from really understanding that you don't have to see the end, how you get to the end game, right? Like I said in the first video, you just have to see one step ahead. And our trust is going to be tested because that little lamp light that maybe before, especially like if you're an American, it's really, we're all connected at this point. So what happens in America happens to all of us. We used to be able to predict like what was going to happen, and like as a psychic, this is really interesting to me because oftentimes when I'm working with clients, really I'm being told in some time, like, don't say too much, because not being able to see more than right before your eyes keeps you in the present moment. And in the present moment is where all the juicy synchronicities, aha moments come in. So if you're focusing too far in the future, you could be missing things that are going to make the manifestation come so much faster and so much easier. This is why when I'm constantly talking about the writing twice a day, writing, it is medicine, you guys, and not for an end game other than to declutter the mind. We are so inundated right now with stimulation of all kinds. Like, I will just say myself, like, I have so many tabs open. I'm in like so many courses. it's, how many books do I have on my bedside table? 6. It's a time to simplify. This also means to declutter your home. I cannot emphasize this enough. I have a lot of friends who lost their homes in January here in the LA region. And, you know, the things that they miss are like the books, the pictures, the things that had sentimental value. If you don't love it, get rid of it. Don't save clothes that have bad memories attached to them. You're not going to wear it anyway. And always know that giving your things away to charity donation centers is great karma. It is. And we need to be doing that right now. It is definitely a time, especially with spring, like think spring cleaning, but really ask yourself when you're looking around, do I love it or not? Because there's new, fresh energy. I talked about the fire coming in this past week, and I hope you guys have felt it. I did. I was like, oh, I have to drink less coffee because like the energy itself is like palpable enough. You don't need like stimulants you don't need right now. Moving into this next week, that fire, it's sort of like pumping the brakes of it. You're going to have to learn how to control it, because there's also this wave of energy coming in, which is very grounded. And you need to be able to balance all this impetus, action-taking energy, inspiration, with also grounding the body. So we also got courage and talisman. Talisman is literally about objects becoming reminders for what it is you're trying to manifest. So, I'm using this instance, like somebody who wants to open a restaurant and, within 2 years, something like that. Then actually having something that represents that goal and working with that object to funnel the energy in a specific, simplified way. So, excuse me, just had a snack. Maybe I'd get, I don't know, a specific apron. And every time I'm wearing that apron in my home as a chef who wants to start this restaurant, that would be reminding me about this goal, about this manifestation. And when I would wear it, I would act as if I'm already in the restaurant. It's already happening. That's what I mean about talisman. So how can you find something that's going to help you get into that vibration of already having what it is that you're wanting to plant for this new moon? Courage. Courage, this really speaks directly to this. The courage to dream bigger. The courage to dream big. With all of this AI and stuff, like anything is possible. If you can think it up, it can happen. So this week, I want you making lists. What do you want? What do you want to manifest? What do you want your life to look like? In 6 months? In a year? In 5 years? In 10 years? 15 years? 20 years? What do you want it to look like? And how, when you're making this list, ask yourself, am I making this smaller because I don't think I can do it? I want you going big this week. The bigger you go, it's like the more excited your spiritual helpers get, right? Now know that you're going to be tested. The plan continues to be tested. That is going to go through all of May. When I said it last week, your plan's going to be tested. It's going to continue to be tested all through May, through the beginning of June. This is good. This helps you simplify. This creates circumstances where you're going to have to ask for help because you're not going to know which way to go. And that's great. You're not supposed to. It's okay to not know. Now, Why I want you making these really big goals, because the bigger you make it, right, the more aligned you are with it, because you're allowed to change your mind about what you want in your life. So as you're making these goals for this new moon on the 27th, because I really think it's very powerful, you know, I'm going to give you guys, the Patreons, a little, you know, sort of a, not a spell, I guess a ritual is what we can call it, before the new moon, so that we really use this energy. But I don't want to give it until you guys have had the time to really think big and get these things down on paper. But this goes along with that 20 minutes twice a day of writing out who it is you know, all the gunk. Who told you that you weren't good enough? What do you want to say to them now? Who told you that you couldn't do that? What do you want to say to them now? Get it out on paper. And even the inner critic. I have a very intense inner critic. From how my parents spoke to me, from how they spoke to each other, how they spoke to other people. Those voices live within our psyche. No matter how much talk therapy you want to go to, those voices exist. It's a patterning, it's an imprinting that becomes a part of us. And how you handle those voices is so important. Learning how to speak with them so that they aren't stopping you from pushing forward, from exceeding your potential is really important. And that's what we do in sessions. If you guys work privately with me, we get into how to communicate with those parts, how to communicate with the imprinting, how to make the imprinting work for us, right? That's the key, to make all that pain, all that trauma, all those voices actually that would stop you from being your best self. We turn them into our employees. It's not about, you know, getting rid of the energy. It's about transmuting the energy into something positive for you. And that's what I teach people how to do. So I'm going to draw just a couple more cards here. I want you guys to think of, you know, there's a goal you have, maybe more than one. And wow, the first card up, the Fool. This is, look, isn't this a great deck? This is all about new beginnings. And I love that it's a white rose. It's simple, right? The simplicity. Oh God, if you're following me on Instagram, and you know how much I love roses. So I'm just tickled that we pulled this first. The simplicity. So this is saying also one goal. Work on one goal. Can you simplify it for this moon? This new moon that's happening Sunday the 27th, planting seeds for one goal. Can you distill it? Can you make it this simple? And then the question is, what is the I am statement you need to be working with to manifest this goal? If you have questions about this process, you guys, please comment below. I will be watching all week to help you guys through this. Now, timing. Where's my timing deck? I just had it. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to pull, I want you guys to think of like something about this goal. And we're just going to get some like timing information on it. In time for Virgo season. Virgo season, end of August, beginning of September. So that is let's put a pin in that. And we got after you apologize. Wow, guys. After you apologize. What do you need to apologize for? This is so interesting because asking for help and apologizing are very similar. The after effects of them raise the vibration in a very, very similar way. And it clears the decks. It clears the energetic decks. So you can have this fresh, clear new beginning. you guys, who do you need to apologize to? Now I'm thinking too, like, who do I need to apologize to? You know, I'm raising a young man and he's 10 years old and constantly working with this idea of I don't know is a very powerful place to be. And we don't have to have all the answers. And also the apology right away when we've made a mistake, to never ever double down on hurting someone else, right? And to immediately take responsibility for letting yourself get out of control or stepping on someone's toes, proverbially, literally, whatever it is. Those spaces of humility, of vulnerability, this is where the gold is. This is true energetic currency. So I want you guys going there this week. Clear as much as you can, write as much as you can, get all the venom and the hatred and the resentment and the cuss words and like all of it, get it out. You have a week to really purge the mind, the emotions, the resentment, the house. You know, I just worked with a client and it came up again. This comes up a lot for clients, like stained underwear, holes in the socks. Get rid of those things. Towels that are ratty. Get rid of those things. Because this new beginning could be really, really fabulous. You know, the beginning of 2025 was always going to be a hot, hot mess. And from midsummer on, it starts really shifting. And we settle into this understanding that it's never going to go back to the way it was when we could totally see far out and like know exactly what was happening. No. This is really an adventurous, wonderful, inspiring, high velocity time, and you need your vibration to match it. You need to know when you need to rest, when you need to go, listening to the body, listening to your intuition. So private sessions are happening. The website is in the process of being redone. It's actually happening much quicker than I thought. Soon, all prices, everything is going to shift and change. Courses will be launched and the whole vibe of the Good Woo shifts. So right now, if you've already been a client, let's start doing the work now so that you're first in to the new stuff that's coming. First dibs. Bye, guys.